Well, I mean, one, that's what contracts are for, obviously, and they have a certain set of rights. And, you know, I mean, there's actually a really interesting article by Alexander Wolf in it's either this week's or last week's Sports Illustrated sort of talking about these very issues. But in essence, they ensure when they contract for their games, of course they have those games in all platforms, but it's not just some esoteric legal right. There's weekly conversations with them about what other platforms our games should be appearing in. And there's no secret in terms of what the marketplace is seeing at Disney, at the bundle. And of course, on one hand, our ratings are going up and have been going up over the last several years. On the other hand, the pool of subscribers, many of whom presumably as part of basic cable packages, at least some of whom aren't watching ESPN, are no longer going to be paying for it. But then the question is, where are those new subscribers going to come from, or where are those new homes? And I think they're getting caught in the switches a little bit, but I think my view is over time they'll be fine, because on one hand, if that basic cable universe, let's say, has gone from roughly 100 million to 90 million homes, at the same time, they've gained 200 million homes in terms of smartphone users, in essence, people carrying high-definition televisions in their pockets. And the process for authenticating those subscribers is still incredibly clunky. They have to make a business decision about at what point they're going to begin offering their product directly to those subscribers who choose not to be part of the basic bundle. But part of that, it's math, it's predictions, it's consumer behavior. But when I see the value of ESPN as a brand, the experience they have, the accumulation of rights they have, I think they're in a great position. And also, I can say firsthand, as somebody who works with them every day, sort of at the Disney level, obviously in terms of Bob Iger, and then John Skipper and his colleagues at ESPN, these are extraordinarily smart people who sort of eyes wide open, you know, paying attention to the world. I mean, they have no choice but to keep one eye on Wall Street, and I get it, and in terms of how they see their business. But, you know, they're very, all I can say is when I sit with them, I have the confidence that they're very focused on the future. And I'd say one validation for example, our recent rights package, we did roughly similar deals, value deals with Disney, ESPN, and ABC on one hand, and then TNT, Time Warner on the other hand, is the AT&T proposed acquisition of Time Warner, where they're obviously paying a premium, and part of that premium is to acquire the NBA. So, and I can say, having been in the marketplace relatively recently, that to your point, some of these new platforms like YouTube and Facebook and Twitter, they're getting into sports. No, are they at the level yet where they're paying multi-billion-dollar rights fees? No, and it's my hope they'll get there one day. But in the meantime, the more traditional bidders for those rights were very much there at the table and valuing high-value live sports content, you know, as highly as they ever have.